Who is to blame for no ceasefire in Gaza? Is it Hamas, the Netanyahu government, or both?
Look, Hamas has to release hostages. We've made that clear, and you know, we have been unequivocal as an Australian government in our condemnation of Hamas. But I think this is a point where, you know, we need to, as an international community, back in what President Trump has said, which is that he wants a ceasefire and the release of hostages.
What do you think's going on there in terms of civilians, in terms of them getting enough food, not getting enough food, should I say? What's your read on what's playing out there?
I think it's self-evident that insufficient aid is going into Gaza. I don't think anybody disputes that.
And who's responsible for that?
Yeah, we just want aid to go in.
Mate, what the hell is going on in this country? Seriously, have you seen what Albo just dropped? The so-called Prime Minister for the People has finally come out swinging, and trust me, this one's a shocker. Forget everything you thought you knew about Australia's position on Gaza, because it's just been flipped on its head. Yep, Anthony Albanese has fired off what they're calling his strongest statement yet, and it's making waves bigger than Bondi on a cyclone day. And let me tell you right now, this isn't some soft political fluff. This is hardcore, world-stage drama that could tear the Albanese government in half, spark international backlash, and maybe even light a fire under our own backyard politics. Strap in, because you're about to hear the stuff the mainstream media won't lay out properly for you. Before we dive into Albo's Gaza bombshell, where he calls out Israel, risks a US backlash, and Barnaby's out here trying to torch net zero, smash that like button like you're cancelling secret trade deals. Subscribe if you're sick of the Canberra circus, and grab the Make Politics Honest Again shirt, links in the description. Now, if you've been following the news, you know Gaza's been an absolute horror show. Kids dying for water, families scrambling for food, and yeah, it's gut-wrenching. But here's the kicker, Albo didn't just say he's concerned. Nah mate, he's calling out Israel, straight up saying their denial of aid and the killing of civilians cannot be defended or ignored. Read that again. That's not some diplomat's polite language. That's Albo chucking the gloves off and swinging haymakers at one of Australia's closest allies. And he didn't stop there. He told Israel to comply with international law immediately and abandon any plans for permanent forced displacement of Palestinians. Mate, that's huge. This is the kind of language that gets you booted from the next barbie with the Yanks and the Brits. And you know what makes it even spisher? Just 3 bloody days before this, Penny Wong was out there playing the old, we just want aid to go in game, dodging the blame question like a politician at a sausage sizzle. When asked who's responsible for the lack of aid, she flat out refused to name names. Classic Canberra move, right? But then, boom, a Friday hits, and Albo's like, stuff it. I'm done watching kids die for a drink of water. You don't make a move like that unless you've been pushed to the brink. From what I'm hearing, he's had enough of the horror show rolling out on our screens, and, get this, had a quiet chinwag with the UK PM about it all. He reckons most countries, apart from the US and Israel, are thinking the same. So basically, Australia's joined the global dogpile, and Albo's hoping he looks like the hero in the movie instead of the bloke who showed up late with a 6-pack of mid-strengths. But here's where the drama really starts bubbling. This isn't just about Gaza. This is about Australia picking a bloody side in one of the most explosive conflicts on the planet. And don't kid yourself as sides matter. You reckon Israel's gonna cop this sweet? Or Uncle Sam? Yeah, good luck with that, Albo. You're about to find out what happens when you poke the bear while you're still begging them for submarines and trade deals. Speaking of deals, how's this for timing? We've just agreed to let in US beef for the first time in history, and the opposition reckons there's something dodgy going on there. They're screaming it's all part of some secret tariff deal to keep the Yanks happy while we stir the pot in the Middle East.
Australia was great. They opened up beef yesterday for the first time ever. And they did it. We didn't know about it. We asked them to do it, and all of a sudden we got a word that they wanted. So obviously they're looking to do something.
Oh, and did you catch Trump's little dig? We didn't do a deal with Australia, but they just opened up beef for us. Translation: even the Americans don't know what game we're playing. It's like watching a bloke trying to juggle chainsaws blindfolded. And if you think that's the end of the chaos, mate, think again. The PM's getting ready to hit the UN General Assembly in September. You'd think that's all about handshakes and photo ops, yeah? Nope. Word is floating around that France is pushing hard for recognition of a Palestinian state, and there's been whispers, big whispers, that Australia might jump on board. Now, Albo says, nah, not on the cards. But come on, if Gaza turns even uglier in the next few weeks, you reckon he won't cave to global pressure? This could be the biggest foreign policy flip-flop since the Iraq War, and if it happens, you'll see Canberra melt down like an ice cream on a Darwin footpath. And just when you think you've got your head around that, boomer, here comes Barnaby Joyce swinging from the backbench like a drunk bloke on a mechanical ball. He and Michael McCormack are out here calling for the coalition to dump net zero by 2050. Yep, you heard that right. While the planet's cooking and half the country's still rebuilding from floods, Barnaby wants to torch climate policy because, quote, what's the point if China and India aren't doing it? Classic Barnaby, right? But don't laugh it off, this little stunt's got legs. Word on the street is the coalition's already gearing up to ditch net zero. They're just waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. And trust me, they'll do it if they reckon it wins them the Bush vote. Forget the environment, this is all about power, baby. Now, here's the bit that'll blow your mind. While all this chaos is going on, Gaza statements, US beef deals, Barnaby trying to light up the planet at Google's quietly gearing up to sue the government if they ban YouTube for kids under 16. Yep, you heard me. Straight to the High Court if needed. You can't make this stuff up. 1 minute we're debating world peace, the next we're arguing about whether little Timmy can watch Bluey clips on his mum's iPad without breaking the law. This country, I swear. So where does this leave us, Australia? We've got a Prime Minister who's just thrown a political grenade into the Middle East, a Foreign Minister who can't pick a side, a Trade Minister who's probably sweating bullets over beef deals, an opposition tearing itself apart over climate, and tech giants ready to drag us into court. And the kicker? All of this in just 2 bloody weeks of politics. 2 weeks. Imagine what the next month's gonna look like. I'll give you a tip, it's gonna make Married at First Sight look like a kid's bedtime story. Now, I want to know what you reckon, legends. Has Albo done the right thing by calling out Israel? Or has he just signed us up for a diplomatic dogfight we can't win? And what about Barnaby? Is ditching net zero the dumbest idea since pineapple on a meat pie? Or is he the only one brave enough to say what the bush really thinks? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, honestly, this could shape Australia's future for decades. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video before someone bans YouTube for under 16s and sues us in the High Court. And wear your Make Politics Honest Again shirt loud and proud because honesty's gone missing in Canberra, and Albo's too busy picking sides in global wars to look for it. This isn't just politics, folks, this is a bloody soap opera with nukes. And before you click off, remember this. The next time you hear the PM talking about Australian values and standing up for what's right, ask yourself, whose values? Whose fight? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like we're about to stick our nose so deep into global drama we might not be able to pull it out. Buckle up, Australia. The ride's just getting started.